is a word stress? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to phonetics class. And obviously, welcome back to class number 8. Today, we have something to learn that can completely change our English speaking tone, which is probably word stress. Yes, word stress is really important, and that's why today we're going to learn it. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, we need to know what is a word stress. A word stress is an emphasis or strength given to a single unit or a single syllable of a word. Now you may be thinking, what is a syllable? Well, a syllable is a part of a word. And now we can go back to our main topic. There are two types of word stress: primary stress and secondary stress. The primary stress indicates an apostrophe. The secondary stress indicates a comma. Well, the primary stress is the loudest and the strongest stress of a word. On the other hand, the secondary stress is not unvoiced and not as much loud as the primary stress. Well, you know what? There are some confusions between when and how we need to use the word stress. And luckily, we've got some rules to follow. So, let's get started. Rule number 1. Two-syllable nouns have their main stress on their first syllable. For example, picture, nature. Rule number 2. Two-syllable adjectives have their main stress on their first syllable as well. For example, beautiful, pretty. Rule number 3 is two-syllable verbs have their main stress on their second syllable. For example, decide, belong. Rule number 4. Words ending in IC or ic have their main stress on the penultimate syllable. I mean before these two endings. For example, music, heroic, automatic. Rule number 5. Words ending in SION and TION have their main stress before these two endings. And we also call them the penultimate stress. For example, television, invasion. Rule number 6. Words ending in TY, GY, PHY have their main stress before the penultimate syllable. I mean the antepenultimate syllable. For example, photography, biology. Rule number 7. Words ending in AL have their main stress on the antepenultimate syllable. For example, musical, physical. Rule number 8. Compound nouns have their main stress on their first part. For example, football, blackbird. Rule number 9. Last but not the least. Compound adjectives have their main stress on their second part. For example, old-fashioned, well-educated. Well, these are the rules you have to follow to get a perfect use of word stress. And there is one more important thing to say. If your stress make changes, your word class and meaning can be changed too. For example, the word export turns into the word to export. The word import turns into the word to import. The word object turns into the word to object. The word contract turns into the word to contract. But how? Suppose the word object. It's a noun and the stress is at the first syllable. Object, which means it's a thing. On the other hand, when we put stress on the second syllable, it turns into object, which not only turns to a verb, but the meaning changes. Object means disapproval. So I hope you like this video, and that's all for today. Keep practicing. Practice makes a man perfect. That's all for today. Goodbye.